Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to day 216 of Qur'an in a Year Plus, where we learn to look at the world and live life according to the lens of the Qur'an. Today we're going to be looking at verses 19 to 35 of Surah Al-Anbiya. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وله من في السماوات والأرض ومن عنده لا يستكبرون عن عبادته ولا يستحسرون. Since taking a spouse or a child implies need and dependency, Allah clarifies that He alone owns this entire universe. To Him alone belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth, and those near Him from among the angels are not too proud to worship Him, nor do they grow tired of it. يسبحون الليل والنهار لا يفترون. They remain constant in glorifying Allah day and night without ever becoming weary. أم اتخذوا آلهة من الأرض هم ينشرون. Yet the polytheists have taken gods besides Allah who cannot even give life to the dead. So how can they worship something incapable of that? لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله لفسدتا فسبحان الله رب العرش عما يصفون. If there had been multiple deities in the heavens and the earth besides Allah, both would have been ruined due to conflict between those deities over control. But reality shows otherwise. So exalted is Allah, Lord of the throne, far above what the polytheists falsely attribute to Him of partners. لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون. Allah alone is absolute in His dominion and decree. No one can question Him about what He decides and ordains, but He will question His servants about their actions and hold them accountable. أم اتخذوا من دونه آلهة قل هاتوا برهانكم هذا ذكر من معي وذكر من قبلي بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون الحق فهم معرضون. Rather they have taken gods besides Allah. Say, O Messenger, to these polytheists, bring your proof that these deserve to be worshipped. This Qur'an revealed to me and the previous scriptures revealed to earlier messengers contain no evidence supporting your claim. In fact, most of them rely only on ignorance and blind imitation, turning away from accepting the truth. وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول إلا نوحي إليه أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدون. We did not send any messenger before you, O Messenger, except that we revealed to him, there is no true God worthy of worship except me. So worship me alone and do not associate anything with me. وقالوا اتخذ الرحمن ولدا سبحانه بل عباد مكرمون. The polytheists say, Allah has taken the angels as daughters. Exalted and far above is He from what they falsely claim. Rather, the angels are honored servants of Allah, brought near to Him. لا يسبقونه بالقول وهم بأمره يعملون. They do not speak before He commands them, they only speak when He permits, and they act strictly according to His command, never disobeying Him. يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يشفعون إلا لمن ارتضى وهم من خشيته مشفقون. He knows their past and future deeds. They do not intercede except for whom He is pleased with, and only by His permission. And out of fear of Him, they remain in constant awe, never opposing His commands or prohibitions. ومن يقل منهم إني إله من دونه فذلك نجزيه جهنم كذلك نجزي الظالمين. And if any of them were to say hypothetically, I am a god besides Allah, we would recompense him with hell on the day of judgment, abiding in it forever. In this way, we commit those who commit oppression through disbelief and associating partners with Allah. أولم ير الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا ففتقناهما وجعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي أفلا يؤمنون. Do those who disbelieve not realize that the heavens and the earth were once joined together with no separation between them so that rain could descend? Then we split them apart and we made from water every living thing, whether plant or animal. Will they not then reflect and believe in Allah alone? وَجَعَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ رَوَاسِيَ أَن تَمِيدَ بِهِمْ وَجَعَلْنَا فِيهَا فِجَاجًا سُبُلًا لَعَلَّهُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ. And we placed firm mountains in the earth so that it would not shake with those upon it. And we made within it wide pathways and routes so that they may be guided in their travels to their destinations. وَجَعَلْنَا السَّمَاءَ سَقْفًا مَحْفُوظًا وَهُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِهَا مُعْرِضُونَ. And we made the sky a protected roof, protected from falling without any pillars, and guarded from the devil's attempts to eavesdrop. Yet the polytheists turn away from the signs within it, like the sun and the moon, without reflecting on them. وهو الذي خلق الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون. And Allah alone is the one who created the night for rest and the day for seeking provision. He made the sun as a sign for the day and the moon as a sign for the night. Each of them moves in its own precise orbit, never deviating or swerving from it. وما جعلنا لبشر من قبلك الخلد أفإن مت فهم الخالدون. And we did not grant immortality to any human before you, O Messenger. So if your appointed time ends and you pass away, will they then live forever after you? Certainly not. كل نفس ذائقة الموت وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. Every soul, whether believing or disbelieving, will taste death. And we test you, O people, in this worldly life through obligations, blessings, and hardships. Then after your death, to us alone will you return, and we will recompense you for your deeds. As we reflect over today's verses, Imam al-Razi, he says, when Allah negated play or a lack of seriousness from Himself, that negation implies the absence of need, and the absence of need is only complete with perfect power. Therefore, He follows that by saying, to Him belongs whoever is in the heavens and the earth, and those near Him do not act arrogantly in refusing His worship, nor do they grow weary. Everything belongs to Allah, everything depends on Him, and everything is by its very nature His servant. And then Allah challenges the polytheists. He says, or have they taken gods from the earth who can bring the dead to life? Ibn Ashur mentions, describing these supposed gods as from the earth is a form of subtle mockery of the polytheists and exposes the weakness of their thinking. It means they made for themselves God from the earthly realm or fashioned from parts of the earth like stones and wood. This implies that anything of such a nature is clearly unworthy of being worshipped. And this is not just about idols in the past. Even today, if we look at all the things that people take as the highest authority in their lives, the self, their own desires, status, money, all these things are created, limited, fragile. In no way, shape, or form do they deserve to be worshipped. And Allah says, if there had been other gods besides Allah, the heavens and the earth both would have been ruined. Ibn al-Qayyim says, Allah has pointed His creation to His oneness through the harmony and precise order of His actions, proving that He has no partner. Because every supposed God would seek to overpower the other, rise above it, and claim exclusive divinity. Partnership itself contradicts the perception of divinity, and no true deity would accept being incomplete. We see in the world, in the universe, precision, consistency, harmony, no collapse. Everything runs exactly as it should. This is not just a sign. This is living proof that we see every single day, the proof of Allah's oneness. And Ibn Rajab takes this reality and brings it inward. He says, from this we understand that there can be no true order in both the upper and lower worlds unless all movements are for Allah alone. And the movements of the body follow the movement and intention of the heart. If the heart's intention and direction are for Allah alone, then it becomes sound, and all the actions of the body become sound. But if the heart is directed toward other than Allah, it becomes corrupted, and the actions of the body become corrupted in proportion to that corruption. And Ibn al-Qayyim, he says, just as the heavens and the earth would be corrupted if there were another God besides Allah, the same applies to the heart. If the heart contains something worshipped besides Allah, it becomes corrupted in a way that cannot be repaired unless the false object of worship is removed. And Allah alone becomes its only deity, the one it loves, hopes in, fears, relies upon, and turns back to. And this is important that we look inward as well and see that what am I building my life around? Because we start to depend on those things. What are the things that my heart is consumed with? And whatever we depend on, it starts to control how we feel. If the most important thing is people, then my mood rises and falls with their approval. Money, then my sense of security is never stable. Status, comparison slowly eats at me. And desires, I keep chasing but never feel satisfied. Then one ends up anxious, distracted, constantly chasing, never fully at peace. Because they are trying to build stability on things that are unstable. But when Allah becomes that center, our purpose becomes clear, our emotions become grounded, our decisions become aligned, and our life gains purpose and direction. Not because life becomes easy, but because what you're holding on to is the Almighty, the All-Powerful, the one who controls everything, the one who is never absent. And Allah, He says, He is not questioned about what He does, but they will be questioned. Imam al-Qurtubi mentions, the creation does not question Allah regarding His decree and actions within His creation, whereas He will question them about their deeds because they are His servants. Submission to Allah is not blind, it is the natural result of seeing clearly His perfection and our limitation, His ownership of everything and our servitude. And when we truly understand who Allah is, the question is no longer, why should I submit? The real question becomes, how could I not? And if I'm going to be asked, then I need to prepare the answers to those questions. And Imam al-Razi mentions that after Allah established the 6 types of proofs, where He said He split the heavens and the earth, water as the source of life, mountains stabilizing the earth, pathways guiding our movements, the sky protecting us above us, the sun, moon, night and day, He says, they are from the greatest foundations of worldly blessings. He follows that by clarifying that this world was not created to remain or endure, nor for its inhabitants to remain in it forever. Rather, He created it as a place of trial and testing, and as a means to reach the hereafter, which is the true abode of permanence. He says, we did not grant immortality to any human before you, so if you die, will they then live forever? And then Allah says that every soul is going to taste death, and that we test you with hardship and ease. Ibn Juzay says, meaning we test you through poverty and wealth, health and illness, and other conditions of worldly life, so that patience in hardship and gratitude in ease may become evident, or the opposite. Many times we think that tests equals pain, but the Qur'an tells us that both good and the pain are tests. And perhaps what we enjoy may be a bigger test than what we struggle with. Because success can distract a person. Comfort can weaken one's resolve. Ease can make us forget. And Imam al-Razi adds that testing only exists alongside responsibility, taklif. So this verse proves that human beings are accountable. Allah did not only test people through commands and prohibitions, even though they may be difficult, rather He tests them in two ways. What He calls good, the blessings of this life such as health, pleasure, happiness, and the ability to attain what one desires. And what He calls evil, worldly harm such as poverty, pain, and various hardships that befall people. So the servant constantly moves between these two states, to show gratitude in times of ease and patience in times of hardship. And through this, their reward becomes great if they fulfill what is required. So it doesn't matter what situation a person is in, they are constantly mindful of Allah, worshipping Him to the best of their ability, making sure to uphold the rights of others, and seeking His help and assistance in staying consistent until that time comes where they leave this world. So as we walk away from today's episode, let's observe for a day what are the things that consumes my heart? What are the things that I continuously think about? And just observe and see how much of that is tied to remembering Allah, remembering my purpose, remembering the afterlife versus other things. May Allah the Almighty increase us in knowledge, in certainty, in faith. May He give us the best in this world and the next. May He make us be consistent in our worship. May He make us steadfast in our journey towards Him. I'll see you tomorrow inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.